Right in the East campaign, the Ottomans, we are just about to crush the Romans. The so-called bastion of Western civilization will be shown their place as the glorious light of the Islamic Golden Age is reignited. Meanwhile, we can offer some favors, which we will do. And I would love a notification for when you're able to do these. I'm not going to give autonomy right now. Inflation is presumably still trending up. Yes. How much does inflation trend up by? I don't know. I can't remember. Is inflation another 1? Is it like autonomy or is it like corruption? I think 5... Well, I mean, this is a good way to experiment, right? We need to get our up to 1 so we can test it. Corruption is trending down now, so we don't really want to take too much more corruption. So yes, burgers here. Have some inflation. And now tell me how much it's trending down by. Ah, not till 1. Okay, fine. Nobles. It's not that big of a gift. Need some money for the war, but we can probably get some stuff out of the burgers for the war. I don't want them to demand more privileges, but they are the greaters, so the privileges matter a lot less. Sure. I want a noble house. And I'll probably honor a noble house again. No, not on these guys. You get more stability from the cash anyway. Have a magnificent gift, Lessers. Support-wise, I don't think we don't want any of this, but I'm just going to check. It's been on so long since I played M&T, I just want to remind myself, honestly. I do love serf conditions, man. It's so good. But considering we want to demote pretty soon, maybe we want to keep them happy. But serf conditions earlier game, so nice. You can see the trend from the from here, but it doesn't show you the impacts, annoyingly. Inflation should be up here, in my opinion. We're going to leave the nobles for now. I do love citizenship, so we're going to do this straight away. Get our cities growing, get our stability increase, nice and done. They have level 6. Wow, that's not bad, actually. I think it's only 1 to 10 this level, so that's pretty influential burgers we have. I'll take it. 15% stab increase is just, I mean, come on. Look at this. We're up to 0.8. Beautiful. Beautiful. 2 more months, baby. And then bring on the war with the Romans. Hopefully the Neapolitans will crush the Roman stuff. The Roman peoples. Devonshire blood tax. Oh, we have harsh... Oh, here it is. Well, that's such good timing. I was just reading this. We have the blood tax right now, which increases corruption. So we have a choice with the Children of the Book, which is the name of different Christians. I think one of these is... Which of these is Jews? This is Christians and Jews. This religion. Which of these is referring to the Jews and which is referring to the Orthodox? Here it is, Christians. Okay, it's not Orthodox, it's Christians in general. So we can have a poll tax, a blood tax, increase our tolerance of this religion, especially minorities, the lifetime of our ruler, prevent us from expelling or forcibly converting them, may hurt our conversion efforts. If it brings our tolerance above 0, it may also hurt. I think I'm going to go with poll tax. We could also just bring an end to idolatry, but I think we want to do that a bit later. We don't really want religious scandals early. So we'll go with poll taxes rather than blood taxes, which is going to make that, oh yeah, baby, extra 0.9 reduction of corruption per month, which, as we've established, is about 1.4 less corruption trending. So, pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Not much money still. Once we've got a bit of these conversions done, which appear to have slowed down again, even though this has increased. You know, the factors that affect conversion are many and complex in M&T. I don't like the idea of more of you guys showing up, but remember, the Romans suck. Look at this. Let's take some comparisons here. Discipline, 100? Wait, just 100? I thought it was much worse than that. How did you get rid of your disorganized army? Or have they not? No, they still have disorganized military. So minus 10% morale, which is pretty bad. We've got a nice morale advantage. I mean, 2% is not nothing in terms of discipline advantage. More siege ability, defensiveness won't matter much. We've got some professionalism as well, so... We can invest in a new idea, and no one else... And there's the truce. No one else has got this idea first, which is nice. I think I will take this early. I mean, this early. Can I take this already? Yes, I could. Fort maintenance down. Honestly, I like taking things like this early because money is so much more valuable in the early game. Idea cost... I don't need this right now. And no one else is going to take this idea. Well, actually, no. AI that start with it might take it, so I should take it now for the innovativeness. Innovativeness is different from the base game, obviously, but yeah, I'll take it now. I think basically not everything, but almost everything is more valuable in the base game, in the early game. So you want to take your bonuses early, apart from things on well, I mean, that's not even relevant. I was going to say on absolutism before the age of absolutism, but it's MEIOU taxes. It's not relevant. So this is how this is different. Innovativeness, you get that per one. It's really good. The unrest obviously can become bad, but even at 100, you only get 2 unrest for a lovely boost in cash and spread. So, banking. Ah, nice. Also spreading down here as well. Let's get that war declared. We're not going to have the 2 guys over here this time, as was the initial plan. They will call in Trebizond. I can only hope that Trebizond doesn't get access through these guys. They might, but they don't like them. They'll probably get access along the coast. But again, if Bolu gets sieged down, I mean, yeah, there's a workshop here, but hopefully they'll just go straight to the hills and then we'll come back and smash them. So, the war goal, I'll make it this, even though we're on the other side of the strait to start with. Alright, I should check out these, actually. We don't want to use Conquest, right? We want to use Sultanate of Rum. Because it's 75% and 50% cost, rather than 100 and 100. Yeah. Plus, you get more prestige. So, we want this one. Big please. It's glorious in the eyes of the church. Let's do it. Decision, appropriate church property, because we're in a war against someone. I do love appropriating church property. Even though I go for high church influence, I still always appropriate it. You just give it straight back, basically. Because you can get some lovely stability out of it. You guys have got 4 galleys here, so if I charge these 2 out, they're definitely going to die. Okay, rock and roll. They're in looting and offensive war. So, I should mention, you guys may be playing differently. The offensive war modifier is a modifier which gives you 0.1 war exhaustion per month when you're at war. What that means is, over a period of 2 years, being at war reduces your stability as a nation to the same extent as losing 1 stability. This is absurd and broken, and done only so that you don't get cases where the AI choose to never ever peace out of wars, because otherwise you get AI on AI wars going on in the world that go on forever and mess with the simulation. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, the player's experience of the game is dramatically more important than some irrelevant AIs kicking each other in the shins for 100 years on the other side of the planet. If we notice an infinite AI war between major powers, I will step in and console end it. I have removed the offensive war modifier, such that we don't have to... Such that us being at war with some tiny little nation in the Horn of Africa doesn't, after a few years, have the same effect as massive turmoil over our entire heartland. It's bonkers, ahistorical, and not fun. Slash rant. We are going to let them loot. Yes, let them loot. I'm tempted to throw these 2 galleys out to stop these guys getting across, but actually we might be there by the 3rd of March. Yeah, we're actually going to be there by the 3rd of March, so they're not going to be able to get across. So, here we go. The first clash of the war. Fighting outside the Theodosian walls with our nice morale advantage and a nice fire advantage. Of course, the shock phase is where it's at, especially with our 2 cavalry. Give me that shock phase. Oh yes, roll advantage and general advantage. Watch these casualty ratios. Oh, 5-1, baby. Better than 5-1. Of course, nothing happens in the 5 phases, but give me another roll, baby. Come on. I believe. Give me that shock phase. Give me that shock phase. I believe. Oh! Praise be to God above. Look at that. That is how you begin a campaign. 9 with 2 shock advances against 0 in a shock phase where we have 2 cavalry with a 0.65 shock modifier on 3 offensive morale pips and 3 offensive shock pips. Get wrecked. 1 tick. 1 tick was all it took after that godly roll to wipe their entire army off the face of the map. Oh my goodness. That's right there is quite something. Alright, so we need... Remind me, it takes 2 units to siege these, right? It's been so long. I think you need double the fort level. I'm pretty sure. So we're going to move out. And we're going to siege this. And just remind me. Yes, it is indeed 2. Do you have siege pips? You do. Wow, just a god amongst men, this general. These guys are going to move out. When are you fielding this guy? On the 20th of March? When are you going to be here? On the 20th of March, so we'll wait 3 days. And we'll come over and we'll come back. Now, estates, my man. Offensive war support. Probably not. We're not going to bother. Don't like the reduction of loyalty is persistent on the burghers. I would rather that the burghers' offensive war support was war taxes. But without the war exhaustion. Because the war exhaustion on war taxes is just, again... war taxes are so broken. I mean, I kind of don't dislike it that they're so broken. Because they're incredibly powerful as well. And they're kind of, you only use this if you're in totally critical situations. And it's kind of realistic because, you know, levying a big war tax, the way it worked in England is you would levy a tax. And to levy a tax in this case means like you take a certain percentage of what everyone has. They were basically wealth taxes. So you would levy a 16th or an 8th, which would mean literally taking an 8th of what everyone in the country had. It's a shit ton. That's not true. It's not land, but of all of their, you know. I think that's right. I don't know what the goods that were technically leviable counted as. Is it just wealth, or was it also? It was definitely also things like grain, I think. Anyway, fair warning. I'm gonna have to dash down to go and grab my lunch rather, which is arriving shortly. So there will be a brief pause in this episode. Should only take about 30 seconds, though. So, offensive war support. Do we need it? For 5 loyalty. There it is. I will be right back. That was my doorbell. It's dumbbell in the way of the door. Returned. I apologize. Man's got to eat. All right. Greater nobles, do I want 1 man from you for 5 loyalty as well? Do we need it? I don't think we need it. I mean, Trebizond has a few men, but we should be able to keep them split up. I don't know. Let's play it safe. We don't want to screw it up early on. Let's get our 2 boys. And also we get some more force limit. We don't have the men for even another infantry. Concessions from the church. So you always just accept the offering. Pretty much always. And then we'll turn it into stability and loyalty. These guys are deciding to land their men. Interesting. I'll be there in May. Okay, how long will it take you to get here? June. Okay, well, let's head over, ready to fight them, and we'll consolidate up these 2 guys, also ready to oppose their landing. Okay, a little bit of input delay on the monthly tick. Still doing some setup stuff. You would like to give me some men for 0.5 ducats a month. You have to pay 9 ducats up month. Honestly, I have never accepted paying for condottieri before. I think I might say yes to this. This is not bad. Like, that's a lot of manpower for them to siege something down for us. I'm going to say yes. I think I've actually never done that before. Like in MEIOU taxes or in anything. Notified each, you'll not be notified, but it will be put in your treasury. So the way the jizya taxes work, by the way, is that all of your provinces that have heretics and heathens in them, paid as specifically heretics and heathens of the book, which means Jews and Christians, for a Sunni. Possibly other Sunni heretics. I'm not certain about that though. Maybe not actually. It takes it out of the local wealth and gives it to you. So it does weaken your provinces, but to me, having my direct control over how the money is spent is much better than not. Because I think I am smarter than the how the local wealth is spent. Although I don't actually know all the ways local wealth is spent. I know they can build buildings with it. I know they can build rural infrastructure with it, which you can't build. Wait, can local infrastructure... Maybe rural infrastructure can only be built by estates. Not actually certain. I think I'm going to send one cavalry to try and jump on Lesvos. Oh no, it has a fort, doesn't it? Never mind. I like the attention to detail in the Cyclades, which I think is how you pronounce that, right? Some of these islands are actually right, which is cool. Doom, doom, doom. Doo, doo. So you're going to be there. Yeah, maybe I should back these guys up slightly. The problem is this is Forest Highlands, so you really don't want to attack into it. And they're probably going to siege it down, which I don't like, because they might destroy my workshop. The AI does like to siege intensely. You guys, I would like you to take this. You can't set objectives for Condottieri. Well... EU4 having systems that, you know, don't work together because they were implemented later, and you can't see that what their siege status is on the map. Who'd have thought it? Who would ever expect EU4 to have systems that don't really work together? Oh, okay. Yeah, by all means, go to Izmit, where I don't have to take a penalty to fight you. That's fine by me. So we don't have another general. Are we... a big fan of our current leader? He's pretty good. Although I don't like this tolerant nonsense. So I'm going to make my current leader a general. And we're going to use him in Izmit. Once these guys get locked, we'll march over. They will take a crossing penalty because we have more than 0 maneuver. Basra has shifted to Turkis. Sorry, Bursa. Shift Turkis. Nice. I told you that shift wouldn't take very long. Do you lock already? Game running quite slowly. It's probably just doing some more, you know. The setup ticks do happen a little bit all the way into 1360. So we will, of course, give the land to the nobles. We get 50 stability points, 20 legitimacy, and only 5 greater noble loyalty. I think it's sometimes larger than that. Maybe it's just changed. I don't know. Isn't it sometimes 100 stability points? I guess that's when you have the, you know, the whole shebang. When you actually take 10 at once. Make any progress? Yeah, 3 progress ticks up here already. Nice. How about you? None yet. So this should be another fairly easy victory. We have another morale advantage. They do have a discipline advantage, but no general, and our cavalry, our massive cavalry advantage means we're going to crush them. Being able to afford the cavalry and getting more punch in our limited force limit, I think is a very good decision. Look at that. Smash them. Less attrition, faster reinforced speed. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Let's go get these guys. And after this, we're probably going to declare on these guys that have just helped us. They've used up some of their manpower, so... works pretty well. Going to be a successful war, it looks like. Arachnids have declared war on Trebizond. Great timing for us. Wallachia have honoured their alliance with Trebizond. So they probably just did that because Trebizond just, you know, got stack wiped. So suddenly they're an easy target, or at least they look like one. Don't know how much they'll be able to call up in estate levies. So we could siege both these provinces simultaneously, and I think I will indeed do that. I might leave one... I don't want to siege with the cavalry because it's so expensive, but I think I will put one here, just in case these Condottieri guys get any funny ideas about moving off the siege and wasting siege progress. Nice. Walls breached. Nice. Love that sound effect. Very cool. Get these sieges going. No blockades, of course, do mean that these sieges are going slower than we would like, but, you know. What you gonna do? So I wonder how the HRE is gonna go. this campaign. They do tend to get some reforms passed at least, and of course it's the old HRE. But we'll see. Border friction between us and Hamid. I don't know who Hamid is. These guys. What do you mean border friction? We don't border each other. Sure, perhaps a policy change in order. They aren't going to break the alliance. Have I got... I can't remember how the Sultanate of Rum CB works. Does it get me the Greek states CBs once I border them? Don't recall. Okay. Should be able to get this siege one soon. That breach is going to speed this one up quite a bit. Let's go speed 4. There's nothing great, you know, nothing of vital importance going on right now. Honestly, speed 4 and speed 3 right now are very similar. I will also rotate this guy in and out and give them this siege leader. Meanwhile, you two can come out of here. I don't really want to cause any undue harm to this province. Though now I think about it, there's no devastation from armies sitting in provinces in this mod. It's been so long, man. We have lost no people, and the enemy has lost no people, although it may not have tracked that actual siege finishing yet. Sorry, you need to do that cycle one more time. I need to actually remember to give you the leader. Okay, give him the siege leader, because obviously this is the war goal, so it's more important that this gets sieged down first. Because then we have longer ticking. So what are we going to take in this war? Excellent question, dear viewer. The war goal prevents demanding this province. Oh, that's interesting. Something like this, ideally, but I don't know if... it's really hard to click on some of these. Demanding Pega without... Yes. So is this also demanding Lesvos? Yes. So unfortunately, this fort doesn't count as in the area as this fort. It might count with this one because they border on the sea tile, but I don't think so. We could currently walk to Lesvos, actually, which I think I am going to do. Oh, hello. That's inconveniently timed. We can hold out long enough for these guys to arrive and reinforce. Should be okay. Nice. Should be able to smash in and beat them here. We are, of course, taking the hills because we're in the highlands, shrubbery highlands. But yes, their morale disadvantage is huge. And once we bring in the cavalry, I mean, you know, it's bye-bye Romans. We will pursue this army up to where they're retreating, which I assume is here, but might be here. It is definitely here, in fact. And punish them for their impudence at charging out at us. No more improved relations necessary with Kandar. I will improve with the Mamluks just to keep him sweet. I would kind of like to be the one that gets the siege of Chaldiki, so once we've hit them here, I think I will send some men over there. Though I would like to siege down Lesvos. As an urgency, they're getting more guys. We'll see. Nice, got them. Let's send... they've already got there, actually. Never mind. Okay, let's go after Lesvos, especially if they're going to leave the island so I can fight them in 2 stacks of 1. That's excellent. You guys can siege this. Should also have a claim on. Oh, nice, I didn't notice. Bulgaria ceded... Oh, right, yeah, Bulgaria did disintegrate and thereby ceded this land to the Empire of the Romans, which means we're going to be able to take a little bit extra. So... There's a discussion in the chat at the moment about how you treat your estates and whether it's good to have powerful estates and things. My opinion is basically that it's always better to have the power yourself because your decision making, if you're good at the game, is always going to be better than the AI's in terms of where you build and what you build it. And you can choose to spend money on either buildings or estates, whereas the estates will... The thing that I don't know about the estates is, do they waste any money? Like, if the estates earn... You know, from here right now, they're making 3.5% of whatever the base income here after modifiers would be. Do they spend all of that money on buildings and maintaining their army? I don't know. Or you know, is there some that's just kind of it just vanishes because it was spent on essentially... Oh, I hate that conditional military access is broken. Give me military access, please. There's quite a few of them there. Should be able to win this. Do we have a free... We don't have a free general available right now. Because they're both involved in these sieges. We should still be able to win this. But so obviously they're building buildings, the estates, and they're paying for their levies. Like there is upkeep on the levies they have even when they're not raised. But I don't know... Excuse me? Thank you. I don't know whether they also just spend some on, like, you know, living at large, basically. Some contributions from the estates. Nice. This guy is my siege leader. I will send him up here. It takes less time to make siege progress if you put your best siege leader and your best cannons on the sieges in which you have the least progress. Because of some not very complicated maths, but I'm not going to go into it about how making progress in sieges work. This is a level 2 fort, so I'd rather come down here and have a crack at Lesvos. Also, why am I taking 3 attrition up there? There must be some kind of harsh winter right now. It doesn't appear to be. Although maybe there's a winter that's not showing up on the... not on Modifier, just a kind of... however it works. I very, very rarely look at the... whatever you call it, the climate and weather things. No, it's just a mild winter. And it's May, so it's the other thing. If you could go and do a siege for me, that would be great. I am paying you. Very good deal we got off these guys. Oh, hey, nice. They're going to come and help with this siege for me. Much appreciated. I should probably not move these guys out until we've actually seen that they're going to stop. Man, I really like MEIOU and taxes. I've not missed the input lag on monthly ticks. Yeah, they're going to block that straight. But that means they've left their galley out here open for me to kill. Where the hell did the fleet go? Oh, yeah. It's weird how the animations work. Well, like, because that fleet was moving, this one vanished. It's getting there on the 13th of June. Okay. So we wait till the 13th. Or we wait till they movement lock, rather. And then we hide in the port. And hiding... Oh, excuse me. I thought hiding took precedence over coming out, but I guess I did it a day late. We wait till the 13th, and now we can cross this strait. And these guys hopefully will be able to retreat without dying, which they definitely will. Nice. And these guys should be able to cross the strait in time. Yes, because they continue to block me in. Nice. And there's that siege 1. They're going to go... How many do we need for this again? 14. Can't do that even with these guys. Are you going to make it out in time to block me? They're getting there on the 9th. Pause. You're getting there on the 10th. Damn it! Alright. We'll have to throw these guys back into combat to get the Siege of Lesvos then. I think that's okay. They'll probably survive. It would be quite an expensive mistake if they didn't, but no, they've survived. Good. They can retreat. Oh, crap! It's a level 2 fort. Well, that's no good. That is a problem. That is a not insignificant problem. Well, I'm going to go and blockade this port with these guys. Maybe that'll bait these guys. Indeed it has. We'll be able to send these 2 out to reinforce. A province gained because of Turkish expansionism, which is totally ahistorical, but I will take it. You do lose some Diplo and some admin, but you get it without A, which is really valuable. And you also get to claim more in the treaty. So boom. Mine. Yoink. Can't core it, of course, because we're at war with them. And we haven't calculated communication efficiency here either. You guys. These guys are moving to attack you. That's unfortunate. I can move here in 3 days. So I have to move on the 14th. Preferably the 13th. And we've gained another one. I will take it. So we're going to move our capital briefly. On that siege as well. Captured heathen temples. I will convert it. I will convert it into a Sunni temple. And we did not get the unrest hit. Nice. You guys, it is now the 13th, so let's duck into the port and send out the reinforcements, which these guys immediately come back to block. Fair enough. Yes, it does require 14 here, which of course we can't make. Improvements in trade. I usually love this. Corruption is still ticking down, but yeah, I will definitely take the extra Diplo power, please. You guys, I guess, come and just hang out over here, ready for the possibility of a siege on Chaldiki. We could also peace out. I mean, you know, this is fine. It's annoying that we can't get this, but we don't want a long peace deal. The long peace treaty. I think it's not worth it to take Humiliate. We'll be over 50 anyway. I think something like this is going to be good. Our inflation is still trending up anyway. It's a nice short truce. Leaves them open for us to go after the capital. We'll take here, and maybe Chaldiki in the next war. Naples isn't going to take Chaldiki. And if they take these, that's fine. We'll fight over Greece later. Yep. I'm happy with that. Nice quick war. Lets us, you know, small peace deal. Lets us go back to war with them again in the near future. Sounds good. Now, before the estate levies return, because I don't think they do that on this tick. I think they do it on the next one. Is that right? 6 out of 6? No, I think they may have already returned. It's been too long since I played this mod, man. We have won a glorious war against the Empire of the Romans, and we will, I think, immediately declare a war on someone like you, or whoever has the least. We'll navigate this alliance network, but that will take place in the next episode. This episode, all there's left to do is to celebrate our glorious victory. Oh yes, and we can make this into a trade company. Which could be funny. That's interesting. So it's, yes, because it's not on our capital. And it's not even on the same subcontinent, right? Yeah, this subcontinent is Balkans. You heard it here first. Constantinople is in the Balkans. Is that literally true? Like, is the Balkans... Is Constantinople usually considered in the Balkans? I actually don't know that. Anyway, it was glorious victory. Great success. We have gained 5 provinces. We have gained the ability to move over our capital once we've caught it. I think this. So what does it actually do? Remind me what trade companies actually do in MEIOU taxes. -10 local unrest, plus 30% local trade power, less missionary on strength, sets local autonomy minimum to 100. That's the big one, and it slows local institution spread. Okay, and you have to get 33% control of the land trade in a node in order to get an extra merchant from your trade companies. So what we will probably do in most places, if we're allowed to do this, is basically we'll just add like 1 city to a trade company, and we'll just sacrifice the autonomy. And all that's doing is making the burghers richer. And when the burghers are rich, I'm happy, because the burghers will spend some of their money in their high autonomy provinces, but they also spend it in your capital region. You know, like let's say we own Constantinople, it's at 0 autonomy, and the burghers are super rich because they have a bunch of cities and trade companies down here that are 100% autonomy. They're also going to spend some of that money they're making from their 100% autonomy provinces in Constantinople, which is then money we get. So, I mean, you know, buildings we get, which turn into money. We have completed another mission. We've conquered Thrace. Yoink. Permanent claims. Yes. That's what our borders are going to look like in a little while. It's going to be beautiful. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been a great pleasure to have you. I will see you in the next episode. I will be newly refreshed by ramen, and we will kick it off into our next conquest war, which will almost certainly be against one of these Beyliks. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.